Alright everyone, and so with things that are quickly starting to ramp up over at DC, and especially with James Gunn, who is putting pen to paper, and especially as we have the Superman sequel announced, Man of Tomorrow, that has a release date for July 9th, 2027, and especially for what we know, especially for what Superman is going to be going up against in the next movie, and for what James Gunn has confirmed, and for what I'm about to go over in today's video, is that he has confirmed that we're going to be having a Lex Luthor and Superman team-up dynamic in Man of Tomorrow to take on a much more bigger villain as well. So a lot to go over and a lot of exciting stuff for the future of DC as well. And so if you're new, then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so I'm on 80 feature bits. But now let's get right into it. And yes, so as we know of right now, that the Superman sequel is titled Man of Tomorrow and has a release date for July 9th, 2027, as it is confirmed by James Gunn, and especially along with the artwork that was released that shows Superman and Lex Luthor, and especially with Lex, who's in some type of armor. It has been said that if we're going to see a Superman and Lex Luthor become some form of a team up, and especially as we know of in Superman, Lex Luthor was the villain that took on Superman because of how obsessive that he is and everything that he knows about him, especially from his Kryptonian heritage and how those two came face to face towards the end of the movie, and especially as this was announced 2 months after the movie came out, and now that James Gunn has confirmed this. And I think it's pretty exciting to note that, especially as Superman got great response, especially from the fans and audiences, and great Rotten Tomatoes scores, and it made bank at the box office. So it was the right move to announce the sequel, especially with a quick turnaround. The question being is, what will Superman and Lex Luthor be teaming up against? And it's especially as we have details from James Gunn himself, is that filming will commence in April of 2026 of next year, so that they're already getting the cameras rolling, so that's pretty exciting. And especially as there is a lot to explore within the Superman character himself, especially with how James Gunn took on this character with his vision from Superman. And especially, I love that movie, and the fact that it won people over and it got people excited for the future of DC. It is really cool. And now where this is coming from is that James Gunn was actually on the Howard Stern's Sirius XM radio show to talk more details about the movie, especially for what we need to know going into this sequel. And this is what he had to say in quote: "It's a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together to a certain degree against as much bigger threat. It's more complicated than that, but that it's a big part of it. It's much a Lex movie as it is a Superman movie. I loved working with Nicholas Hoult. I relate to the character of Lex. Sadly, I really wanted to create something extraordinary with the two of them. I just love the script so much." And so there we have it. This is James Gunn's take on the sequel. For what he's saying in this quote, it is that we have a team up to look forward to between Superman and Lex Luthor, as it says they'll take on a much more certain degree to fight a much more bigger threat, or should else they say a much more bigger evil, because especially Lex Luthor is going to have a change of heart, and it's especially as how he's obsessive with Superman from the first movie, and now with them like teaming up to take a much more eviler threat, and especially for what we have to look forward to in the expansive DC universe from James Gunn's point of view and his vision. And I am thinking that they're going to be taking on a villain that's never been introduced in live action. And on top of that, for why I think this is great news and why it is really exciting to have that going into this sequel, it is because is that Superman really wanted to take down Lex Luthor, and especially the world of Metropolis was under a big threat, and now that Superman conquered it all because of the symbol of hope. But now that we have Man of Tomorrow to look forward to, and I think for what they're going to be putting from pen to paper, is that, and also for what James Gunn said at the end of the quote, is that he loves the script so much, it is locked and loaded. Yeah, so the script is basically done, because especially when James Gunn announced his slate back in January of 2023, and especially with the projects that he announced way early on, that he's only greenlighting projects that he knows that the script is done with. So basically with the Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow, that the script is done, he is happy with it, and now they are moving forward with the script and now putting his vision to camera and to film. So that is something really exciting to look forward to, and I wonder what else more of Lex Luthor's backstory we're going to learn of now with the upcoming sequel, because I think they have to market it as Superman Man of Tomorrow, because I think with Man of Tomorrow it's just going to confuse people, but especially with the title Man of Tomorrow, and I have a feeling like they're going to be adapting things from the source material directly into this movie, because especially, and I think Man of Tomorrow has to mean something, and that James Gunn knows a lot about comics, and especially with characters, and for what diehard DC fans want to see more of with the characters that have not been introduced, and I think for what Peacemaker Season 2 is going to set up, because he did say that the second season is going to act as a prequel to Man of Tomorrow, so what's going to happen at the end of the season is going to directly affect the upcoming Superman sequel. So, and as I love that David Corenswet's take on Superman, I mean, the man really donned that role so much. He has ways of coming back even stronger for what else he wants to put into the character, and I think a Lex Luthor and Superman team up is going to be a very exciting, and I think with Brainiac, he has so much in the source material that they can adapt into live action. I mean, we already introduced to the world of Metropolis. We already have trust in James Gunn's vision for what he can do as a filmmaker. So I think that should be something that we can look forward to as we're going into the sequel as well. So I'm guessing with my final thoughts, and I'm glad that James Gunn has come out and given these words to us for what to expect for the Superman sequel. And yeah, it is confirmed that Superman and Lex Luthor will be teaming up. They will no longer see each other as threats, but Lex Luthor is gonna have to learn something from Superman himself. They're gonna be having a team up dynamic and to take on someone like Brainiac as well. So Man of Tomorrow comes out in 2027. I mean, yeah, everything is going to be huge for DC, and I think the future of DC is looking really bright right now as we're seeing it, especially after Peacemaker Season 2 and so much more. So yeah, I have faith in James Gunn. I want to see how this turns out as well. But that's going to do it for this video. Just let me know in the comments down below, and what your thoughts on James Gunn, that he has confirmed that Superman and Lex Luthor will be having a team up dynamic and Man of Tomorrow, and just what your thoughts on all this news. Just let me know all in the comments down below. That would like the video and subscribe to notifications about future videos. Also follow all my social medias all linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.